Hello, this is Ms. McCauley again. This is part 2 of how to solve equations mentally. Hopefully you answered the question on part 1 of the video and showed that to your teacher, or did the note check.
Okay, so let's go ahead and practice just a few more. Okay, so to summarize what we're doing here, when you replace a variable with a value that results in a true sentence, you are doing what? This is what you should fill out in your notes. You actually solve the equation. That value for the variable that you discover is the solution of the equation. So you are a detective and you are finding the solution. Now, sometimes you will be given a problem where you are given some choices for solutions. So let's look at this first example. Is 3, 4, or 5 the solution of the equation a plus 7 equals 11? Okay, you are given 3 choices. You have to figure out which is the right one. Okay, in order to do this, you should not simply guess. You should test them and try them. So let's go ahead and try them out. Okay, so take each value. 3 plus 7 equals 11. 4 plus 7 equals 11. 5 plus 7 equals 11. Write them out, each value, write them out so that you can test it, and then simply try it. Does 3 plus 7 equal 11? No, of course it does not. So it does not equal 11. So you can cross out the equal. Now what about 4 plus 7? Does it equal 11? Sure it does. So again, that one should get our gold star, or our black star in this case. What about 5 plus 7 equals 11? Is it true? Absolutely not. We should cross it out. All right, let's do another one here. Now this time we are getting into some subtraction. Okay, solve g minus 7 equals 3 mentally. We are not given any choices. We simply have to be a detective. So how are we going to do this? In this case, you probably want to think about it in your head a little bit and figure out what minus 7 equals 3. So if I had some money and I took away $7 and I was left with $3, what would I have started with? In this case, you have to think backwards a little bit to think about if you took away 7 from what you had and only had 3 left, what would you have started with? Hopefully, you are going to say 10. Okay, if I started with $10, 10 minus 7 equals 3. That is correct. That gets a star. Okay, so with the subtraction ones, you have to think about that and you have to say to yourself, from what number can you subtract 7 so that the difference is 3? Okay, let's look at a word problem now. The total cost of a pair of skates and knee pads is $63. The skates cost $45. Use the guess, check, and revise strategy to solve the equation 45 plus k equals 63 to find k. So we're going to have to be detectives here and try to figure this out. We have to sort of guess and check. Okay, so what is it that we need to find? We need to find the cost of the knee pads, which is k. The equation that we're going to use is 45 plus k equals 63. When you add a number to 45, we need it to equal 63. So let's just try some numbers here. Probably we know it's going to have to be bigger than 10 because 45 plus 10 is 55. So I know it's got to be bigger than 10. So I'm just going to start with, I'm going to pick 3 numbers. I'm going to pick 14, 15, no, I'm going to pick 14, 16, and 18. And let's see what happens. So we're going to guess. We already guessed. And now let's check and revise. Okay, so let's try 14 first. 45 plus 14, does it equal 63? Let's check it out. 5 plus 4 is 9. 4 plus 5 is, or 4 plus 1 is 5. So that is 59. It does not equal 63. So we have to revise. So we're going to try 16. 45 plus 16. does that equal 63? Well, let's check it out. 45 plus 16. 5 plus 6 is 11. 4 plus 1 is 61. We're getting closer, but we are still not correct. That is not right. So we need to revise one more time. Let's try 18. We know we have to get bigger because we've got 59, 61. We need to go a little bit bigger. So does 45 plus 18 equals 63? 5 plus 8 is 13, and 4 plus 1 plus the other one does equal 63. So we are correct. Good job. Okay, now we need to talk about multiplication and division equations. Okay, these are not any harder, trust me. So let's look at one where we're given some choices, okay? Is 3, 4, or 5 the solution of the equation 18 equals 6z? Please remember that 6z is a multiplication problem. Anytime you have a number squished up next to a variable, that means times. Okay, so we need to plug in the three numbers that we're given and see which is correct. Whoops, let me write it the way it's written up here. 18 equals 6 times 3. 18 equals 6 times 4. And 18 equals 6 times 5. Please pause the video now and circle the one that you think is correct. Hopefully, you all chose this one, because this is true. 6 times 3 does equal 18. 6 times 4 equals 24, so that would be false. 6 times 5 equals 30. That also would be false. Let's try a division problem now. Solve 16 divided by s equals 8 mentally. Let's write it out without words first so we can see what that looks like. 16 divided by s equals 8. So 16 divided by something equals 8. How can we get 8? How many groups can we split 16 up into to give each person 8? So think about it. If you had 16 pieces of candy and you wanted each person to have 8 of them, how many groups would you be able to make? Only 2, right? So 16 divided by 2 equals 8. Okay? You can also think with division problems, you can think backward and think multiplication. Remember, every division problem, 16 divided by s equals 8, is a multiplication problem in reverse. You learned this with dividing fractions. You've learned this when you've done fact families. So 8 times something equals 16. We know that 8 times 2 equals 16. So definitely check your work and make sure that you have made a complete correct sentence. We get a star. Okay, now I want you to work on this one on your own and then come back and check. Mason bought 72 sticks of gum. There are 8 sticks of gum in each package. Use the guess, check, and revise strategy to solve the equation 8p equals 72 to find p, the number of packages that Mason bought. So 8 times something equals 72. So I want you to think of a few numbers that you can try and see if you can come up with the solution. Once you're finished, press play and check your solution. Hopefully, you tried a few numbers, or maybe you just knew it in your head. If you know your multiplication facts very well, this should have been easy. 8 times 9 equals 72. That is the correct answer. Okay, you may have tried, if you were doing guess and check, you may have tried 7 or 8, and you would have found that those were incorrect. Let's look at the last one. Identify the solution of the equation from the list given. Okay, sometimes you will be given a list of solutions next to the problem. You can see there's a semicolon here. That just is separating the equation from this list of solutions. So this is similar to what we did before, but you're going to write the equation down. 9 plus w equals 17, and you're going to test all the solutions that are given. 9 plus 7 equals 17, 9 plus 8 equals 17, and 9 plus 9 equals 17 to see which is correct. Please circle the answer that you think is correct. When you have finished, press play and check to see if you are correct. Hopefully you went through these answers and found that 9 plus 7 does not equal 17. 9 plus 9 does not equal 17. And our correct answer is 8. You have done a really good job learning how to solve equations mentally. Now I would like you to do one. I would like you to rate yourself. Based on what you have learned in this video, please highlight the statement that is true for you. Either you feel, I understand how to solve equations mentally, or I still have some questions about solving equations. Please highlight the correct response for you and show your teachers when they check your notes. If you still have questions, we will be happy to help you before you go on any further. Bye for now.